Welcome to this open mic and news analysis show. After this, I think starting next week, there's gonna be a podcast that I release weekly on YouTube after recording on Zoom, with the occasional guests that I bring on Zoom. Yeah. So now, let's get to the news and see what's going on. Alright, let's see what's going on today. Iran, Lebanon seek expanded UNESCO protections as strike damaged heritage sites. I use ground news to analyze the news, and yeah, because it labels the news as left, right, or center, and gives you the news from a variety of sources and labels the bias. What I eventually want to do is, which is why I think I want to move this into a podcast, is because I eventually want to just focus on one or two news items per episode, and then because ground news is very good for showing that, and then analyze the headlines from left, right, and center and see how the different biases will give you different headlines, right? So yeah, starting next week, this will be on Zoom, not Instagram, and it will be a podcast that people can attend live if they wanted to, but they don't have to. And then the podcast will be uploaded to YouTube. And probably iTunes as well, wherever podcasts are listened to. So, for example, we have this news, right? U.S. launches fresh Section 301 probes into 60 economies over forced labor trade practices. In other words, slavery. So there's 7 articles related to that. CNBC, which leans center, says, their headline says, U.S. launches fresh Section 301 probes into 60 economies over forced labor trade practices. Dev Discourse says the same thing. U.S. probes global forced labor trade practices. And then Bloomberg, which apparently leans left, says U.S. starts second trade probe into Trump's tariff policy revival. President Trump's administration begins its second tariff investigation in as many days, continuing its effort to rebuild his key trade policy that was struck down by the Supreme Court. And then you have Reuters, which leans center, says U.S. opens unfair trade practices probe to off 60 countries over forced labor. So you see the manipulation here. Every news source that leans center says, in the headline itself, it's very clear that this is about forced labor. Whereas the one that leans left doesn't even mention forced labor at all. It literally says U.S. starts second trade probe into Trump's tariff policy revival. it's like, that's so crazy. That's like two different realities. So this news is a really good example of what I'm talking about, because sometimes I don't get really stark differences or stark examples, but this is a very good example. So see, this is the type of stuff that I eventually want to like talk about in my podcast. And it's easier to upload to YouTube from Zoom than from Instagram, since it's automatically uploaded to the cloud anyways. Whereas on Instagram, I have to download it to my phone and then upload it to YouTube. It's pretty ridiculous. And then sometimes I get disconnected and all these problems. In fact, what I'm doing, alright, what I want to do is save these little headlines. Alright. Thanks, Devin. But since it's going to be a podcast, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if they listen live, since it's going to be a recording. And the point is for people to listen to the recording. So it's about sending traffic to the podcast after the fact. So getting people to listen to it after the fact. And that does take time. I'll have to make little short reels and little carousel posts sending traffic to the YouTube. So it's gonna be stuff like that. But yeah, I'm not that keen on people attending live anymore as far as that. Yeah. Thanks. So. Okay, so there was a shooting at a U.S. consulate. So, this is happening in Toronto. Okay. All right. Let's just, now I want to try Google News. I want to compare ground news with Google News and see what happens. Yes, you are here, Devin. And as somebody once said, 1 is better than 0. Always. Suspect dead after ramming vehicle into Temple Israel synagogue. Suspect in Michigan synagogue attack lost family in recent airstrike in Lebanon. Julian Hernandez dad, 25-year-old, Kosame said that. Oh, okay. All right, let's have you share a poem, Devin.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Sorry, you can only see my chest. Here.
Yeah.
Now you can
There you go.
Yep. So what you been up to?
I have my book club. I have 2 book clubs now that I'm running. Actually tonight, on Thursday nights. Not tonight because we're taking a break because we just finished one book. And then we're starting a new book next week. So that's a weekly online book club that we made on Zoom, and and then I have my monthly in-person book club, the history book club that we're meeting. So what's new would be the slow reading online book club is a new endeavor for me, and we just finished our first book, so yay!
Yeah,
So and then we're starting a new book next week, so that's what's new. Yeah.
nice. Yesterday, yesterday I just got sick from a fever. Today I'm recovering, so yeah,
Oh, hope you feel better
I'm getting
soon.
there.
That's good.
Yeah. Um, I'm just waiting for this weekend where I can do my I guess you can say uh fuck, what's it called? What's it called? It's a Christian word. Um, festing. I think that's I think that's the word festing. Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna start doing my festing.
Oh, you're fasting?
Yeah, where I have to give up something for a certain amount of time.
Oh, you mean Lent?
No, it well it's sort of like Lent, but it starts with an F.
With an F?
Yes, festing or feeding something with it's something around there.
Fasting, right? Fasting.
Yes, I
Like
believe so.
fasting is usually related to food, but it doesn't have to be. You can fast on like porn. You can fast
Yeah.
uh, on like cigarette smoking or alcohol, like
Yep.
something that grips you, right? That sort of like keeps you attached or addicted in some way.
Yep. So I'm fasting off of social media for 2 good whole weeks.
Oh, you are starting next week?
Yeah, I'm starting on the 14th.
Oh, in 2 days. That's good.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's very good. In 2023, I took a 3 month social media break. I deleted my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, everything except YouTube. Like I was only on YouTube, and it was one of the best experiences for me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I only took a few months hiatus from my social media because my phone was acting up, and it was because of my dumbass. So yeah. So that
Oh.
so those were the only times I was those were the only times I was off of the phone
Mm-hmm.
for 2 whole months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading about, there's a new movie coming out called Project Hail Mary. You
Uh,
know,
I've seen the trailers of it. My mom was not impressed with it, especially with the title.
oh
And
yeah, of course.
yeah,
This is Christian. Yeah.
she's
Uh,
very conservative Christian, but
right.
she's not all that conservative. I mean, she does allow some non-Christian things to be allowed in her
Right.
house, as long as it doesn't involve the red man. Then yeah,
Yeah. It's gonna be in theater starting March 19th. And the reason why I brought it up is because it used to be a book by a science fiction author with the same title, and then uh, our local science fiction book club is currently reading his earlier book, his debut novel, The Martian, which was also made into a movie. So I'm currently like almost halfway through it. So it turns out he is writing a new book, uh, which would be his next book after Project Hail Mary. And there's an article about it. And anyways, in that article, they were saying that Project Hail Mary might be like one of the most successful movies of the year because apparently it's a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyways, I'm reading The Martian and have almost halfway through, and personally, I'm not impressed either by this author so far. It's I don't I don't hate the book. It's just like it's not an enjoyable read. Is what it is. I don't enjoy reading it. It's kind of he's funny at times, but it's kind of a boring story. Like The Martian is, I think it's better as a movie. Although I haven't watched the movie either. Have you seen it, The Martian?
No,
Okay.
and I don't even think I'm gonna watch Hail Mary or whatever that is. Because when I saw it, I was thinking, oh, this is just another ripoff of Lost in Space. Because basically, the plot premise is that Earth is dying. We need one chosen person to go in space to find another fucking suitable planet. So yeah, but instead of the character having a family go with him, it's some sort of a alien AI creature, or maybe it's
Oh, that's what it looks like from the trailer, right? Yes.
yeah,
And it's just one person going instead of a family going.
yeah,
Yeah, it does sound very like
similar,
unoriginal.
yeah,
Lost in Space was a 1998 film. Oh, this is a very old film.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a 1998 film, but in the 60s it was a it was a series. It was a black and white series.
Oh, it was. Have you seen the
Yeah.
series?
I saw a few episodes of it. It was okay.
Oh, okay.
It was just very cheesy. And then somewhere around early 2000 or 2010s, they started to revive the series again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good topic for discussion, actually. Why Hollywood, right, keeps making and remaking the same old stories again and again,
yeah,
right? There are no original stories anymore. Like even like the when you look at the franchises, right? Like Star Wars, Star Trek, uh,
yeah.
and Game of Thrones. Once something is successful, they don't make any more original movies. Instead, they keep doing reboots,
Or
remakes,
rip-offs of it.
or live action, right, versions. Like Disney has like live action versions of all of it. Almost all of it is cartoons now, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that?
Well, I'll tell you this though: most people that do have original thoughts, they don't want to go to Hollywood because Hollywood will pervert it in some way and destroy
Mm,
or make it. I hate the word woke. So yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you mean by woke?
So how can I describe it? So in today's generation, when you see a change of a movie, like for example, The Little Mermaid,
Hmm.
where we all grew up with her being a white Little Mermaid, but now we have this black Little Mermaid. People are like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's so woke." There's an agenda in it. That's basically what woke means. Is that they're 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 trying to change the perspective of the original content.
Oh, so you mean having a diverse cast
Yeah,
and instead of
something
just
like
white only
yeah.
is
They want to rewrite the past, but with their
right.
diverse I- idea. So yeah,
I say.
but you know what? Funny thing is this: I didn't watch The Little Mermaid because not because we had Black Little Mermaid. No, I didn't watch it because I didn't like the damn father. Because when I was a little kid, her father traumatized the fuck out of me because he was just being I was he was being protective, but was being a dick about it. He destroyed all of her things. And I look at my uncle. I look at my uncle and say, my uncle's a hardcore meth head, but he's not that much of a dick compared to this guy. At least I
Mm,
feel safe with a meth head uncle. So yeah,
hmm. Yeah.
my siblings were afraid of my uncle, not me.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's a really interesting discussion, right? Because there are pros and cons. Like there were it having a black Little Mermaid pissed off the racists because they didn't want to see a
Yep.
black, right? And then, but then because it pissed off the racists so much, it makes it harder to criticize for people who have genuine reasons against even the old Little Mermaid period, the story itself, like you have, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's the agenda, the real agenda of why they are diversifying, or
Well,
as you say, woke, and having like black characters.
well, it's
Uh,
not.
it's like because it's literally it's a white story, it's an imperialist story, it's a colonial story, where the you were traumatized because it was meant to traumatize you. That's the whole point of the Little Mermaid, because they want to mind control you and brainwash you by constantly traumatizing you and then slipping in their little subconscious messaging into it, right? But now that people are all like, oh, we don't want to see anymore like white people on screen, we want to see. So they're like, okay, like
Yep.
instead of telling an African story of an African indigenous person and
Well,
having
it's
a creator from Africa
yeah,
tell their own story, they put just a black face onto a white story.
yeah.
Onto
Well,
a, yeah.
it's not just it's not just race things. It's about it's also about the it's all about what's popular in the culture because back in the good old days, you rarely see or hear anything about gay stuff or sexual orientation.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you would get like little jokes about that, but
Yeah.
because Disney wants to go all, hey, why don't we have there be a gay lesbian couple
Yeah. It's the
in
same thing. It's the
in
same as
Buzz
what I'm saying.
Lightyear?
It's the same
Yeah,
story, but they add a gay person to it. They haven't changed the story. So there's not a story told from the point of view of a gay or
yeah,
queer person. It's a story, still a straight story, but they put a gay person's face on it, which is my issue
exactly.
with it, right? I want a story from an actual queer person, not a straight story with a gay face.
Right.
Yeah.
And and you're right. Little Mermaid did traumatize me, but it wasn't because of no imperialist talk or propaganda. No, it was just the fact that there was a dickhead, strict ass dad, and
Right.
because I grew up with tough love, but
Oh yeah.
what he did was not really much of a tough love. It's like you're just a dick.
Right. Well, they made it so extreme that it
Yep.
normalized even your experience. So when it happens in the real world, it feels normal. That's the whole point. That's what I
Oh,
mean by
true.
propaganda, because
Oh, okay.
he shouldn't be a dickhead. And so when you have dickheads in real life because you saw it on screen, you think it's normal. Like especially as a child, if you see that, because children are very impressionable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not just the dad. I mean, that's what you have an issue with. Like, there's so many other issues with even with the original story, like the fact that
Yeah.
she gave up her identity just for a guy. Like,
Yep.
she gave up her voice, even, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to sing, like, all of that. Like, and so it's like the whole woman's identity is now around, you know, the guy. She has no interests, no hobbies of her own. None of that's important. Her
Yeah.
life purpose is to be with the guy.
Yeah. You know, that I think about it. When you mentioned that her voice was taken away,
Hmm.
it makes me think now. How come? How come today's people? how come today's liberals never actually thought about canceling the show? Because if today's people rewatched it then, they would they would they would think, oh, she got her voice taken out. That's disrespectful for mute people. That should be canceled. Come to think of it,
Yeah,
how come they
it
never did
is. It is disrespectful for women. But even for women, right, it means that it's fine for women's voices to be taken.
that?
That's the messaging it's sending, which is the opposite of what they believe in. They think women should speak loud and hold their head high, right? That's what I thought they believed in, but apparently not. So it's a contradiction, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have a word for me, or do you have a topic I can make into a poem? Let me know right now.
Yeah, since we're talking about dickheads and mind control and voice for the voiceless. So let's talk about, you know, dickheads taking people's voice away. Like,
Okay. I guess I can make a poem about that. Alright.
yeah.
To the dickheads that are in powers, I got I got a problem with you dickheads. See, you guys say you're about protection. You're about, giving freedom to people. But what happens when you decide to use a magical wand or a magical shell to take away the voices of beautiful women that you've admired, that you say are strong minded, that are strong hearted, and strong voice, but yet you want to take away their voices because you just don't like their ideas that you fantasize that, oh, women should rule the day, should rule the world one day. So what happened to that, dickheads? See, are you guys that sad of your ego main your majestic ego just not growing? Are you afraid that all women are gonna take away your ball sack and turn your kids into little sissies, or your offspring to little sissies or lady men? Is that what the problem is, you dickheads? Well, guess what? I hate to say this, but women women were part of the history too. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for Eve giving birth to human race, we would not be having this discussion right now, dickheads. So yeah. So you can say that you're all pro women. You can say that you love women's minds, their hearts and all that, and their voices. But when they have to challenge you, you're like, oh no, we gotta take away their voices, like an evil drag octopus lady of a hold on of a yeah, of an evil drag octopus lady, just to take away their voice. And here's the real twisted part. We'll give we'll make them voiceless, but we'll hook them up with someone that they think they'll fall in love with. But turn out that it'll just be an offspring of our own that we hooked up with. So I say to you dickheads, do you really love women? Or are you just playing the women card thing so you can take away their voices and just, have them be silent while you think of evil, perverted, or dickhead ways just to destroy their beautiful freedom of voice, mind, and heart. Let me know right now, you dickheads, so I can challenge your ego, majestic dickheads minds. Sincerely, a sincerely a non-dickhead who's trying to be good allies with ladies. Peace.
Awesome. Yes. So
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna read uh, a topic related to what I said earlier, right? Putting a black face or a brown face or a queer face onto
Okay.
the same
Do
old
so.
ridiculous stories, right?
Yeah.
So this is called Would You Rather. And I begin the poem with two quotes, and then my poem begins. Would you rather by Kundan Chhabra. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, that's no progress. If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made. and they won't even admit the knife is there, Malcolm X. I sit on a man's back, choking him and making him carry me, and yet assure myself and others that I'm sorry for him and wish to lighten his load by all means possible, except by getting off his back. Leo Tolstoy, Writings on Civil Disobedience and Nonviolence. And so begins my poem. If someone is beating you, would you rather I pull him off your back or paint next to you on the very street you're being beaten in huge letters that can even be seen from space? Your life matters! Likewise, would you rather a white man choke you, or a brown woman, or a black, neurodivergent,
Mm.
non-binary disabled person? Or would you rather nobody choke you? Is it really progress and representation just because it's a marginalized Trojan horse coconut colonial agent doing it? Please remember that there were black slave catchers in the US and Indian soldiers who fought for the British Army in British occupied India even back in the day. Is it really progress if marginalized people now have more of the imperialism pie? Or do we actually want imperialism itself to end? Let's not be satisfied with tokenism. We must call it out every time because we don't want to diversify oppression. We want to actually dismantle it. That's that piece.
I like that piece.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Um,
no, you should share this to Jay Z and everyone. I think they would like this.
yeah, I think I've shared it before at LJC Poetry Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I shared it at least 2 or 3 times, probably.
Were were you were you there Saturday?
Not Saturday, I was there yesterday.
You know what?
Yeah.
I was just gonna drop down, but you know what? I'm gonna do this poem.
Awesome.
I'm gonna do this poem play for you. So yeah. Since you weren't there Saturday. Anyway.
Okay.
Alright. Let's see what's on the news today. Oh, the president signed a blockade against communism. That's good. Um,
Hmm.
the economy's going good. Oh, that's super good. Oh, we're getting a new official, elected official. That is way cool. And oh, oh, shit. Four black teenage girls were killed in a bombing of a church. That's that's terrible. Very terrible. What is becoming of us? Or what is becoming of people like me these days? See, I thought we were in a country that is equal to all, that we allow everyone to have their voice and freedom. I guess not. I guess we're still threatened by the fact that people that don't look like me, that are rebelling against their assigned seats, or rebelling about places where they can't eat but they choose to eat anyway, or the fact that they're boycotting against school buses. See, I'm thinking we're not really that equal anyway. See, but the fact is, four little girls got blown up. It just shows that we are desperate and scared because change is coming. I'm sorry to say this, people that look like me, but change is coming for our people, for our African American people. See, so yeah, I hate to say this though, but whether you're gonna go with the program or not, you better get used to the fact that change is coming, and we have to adapt one way or another. But then again, I digress. Fact is, a coward would go to a church and blow it up, and only four black young teenage girls would get killed, and they would not see the day that their dream came. But they will be acknowledged that they were fought. They were fought by other civil rights leader for their death. So I think it's good, but at the same time, it's just sad that four young black girls got killed over some bullshit that over some bullshit because a guy was afraid of change because he was afraid that his view of the country would now be diminished. All right, fast forward. All right, what's on the news today? Oh, we got a new elected mayor. Oh, that's cool. The economy is growing good. Oh, that's really good. Um, bus bus prices going down. Oh, that's super good. And wow, a black teenage boy got killed by a cop. I don't know if we remember, but there was a time where four black teenage girls got blown up because they were the symbol of change. Now, fast forward, we're doing the same thing, but with young black teenagers who are wearing hoodies, who are pulling out items that don't even look threatening, that don't even look like a weapon. And yet they're being gunned down by a man who traded his white robes crooked, for a crooked, dirty badge of a policeman. See, I thought we learned. I thought we learned from our mistake. I guess not. What really bothers me is that there's a president that says he's not racist. He is about equality. He is about American protection. But yet, when you hear news of a unarmed black kid getting killed by a cop that is doing the president's job, you should wonder about things. So I'm asking you this, Mr. President, if you're really about the unity, if you're really about the not being racist, if you're really about the whole protecting Americans, you think you can go back in time to relearn your history about four black girls who got blown up because they were about to change the world? Or you can still be in your bias views of your own version of America on being protected by white, crooked, uh, nationalist supremacists. I really want to know. And, and for the for the black kid, my condolences. You should not have died the same way those black girls have died. And that's that piece.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Alrighty, yeah. Yeah, today was a good episode. We had a good talk. I'm glad we were able to focus on one topic, which is the whole propaganda in pop culture, like the Little Mermaid and all the mind control
Yep.
programming there. So yeah, it's almost 9 anyway, so I have to go too. So
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna upload this one on YouTube because this was really good episode. Like,
All right.
all right,
So DM me your YouTube channel so I can look it up.
okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right.
All
And
right,
I'm gonna
peace.
try. Peace. I'm gonna try and get to catch these vibes. See ya.
Okay, all right, peace. Bye. All right, what a wonderful episode. Today, to recap, we talked about putting a black or a brown or a queer face onto the same old colonial imperialist nonsense stories instead of telling a truly diverse story from an indigenous perspective, a decolonial perspective, where we have, a queer person actually telling a queer story instead of putting a queer face onto a straight story. Uh, we would rather have uh, an African indigenous person tell their story rather than putting uh, a a black face onto or a brown face onto the same old nonsense imperialist stories uh, that are often either white or Christian or Abrahamic in some way. Uh, I would rather see actually Hindu stories, right, as a Hindu, rather than have a Hindu face onto a white story. or the same old nonsense imperialist stories. All right, peace.